So that was Denise Dinsay with PJ Ramos as we take a look at the guys joining him in the starting five for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Kailan Tiongson, Balkman. Balkmania is back here in Santa Rosa. Ronaldo Balkman, Bobby Ray Parks, and of course Ethan Alvano. On the other side, we have Lee, Will Artino, Kenneth Chen, Malcolm Miller, and of course Tevin Glass, the five rounding up the Formosa Dreamers tonight here at the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex in Laguna. Of course, we have our very hard-working officials, Leong, Lim, and Chu from Singapore, and the other two from Malaysia, respectively. And we are ready! Let's get this show on the road.
Usual starters for both squads here. The important thing here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas is to get a good start, similar to how they started the game against the CLS Knights last time here in Santa Rosa Sports Complex. Meanwhile, for the Formosa Dreamers, crucial for them, perimeter scoring and how they will defend this guy, Balkmania, as he is going to be a tough matchup for Tevin Glass.
36 points, 12 rebounds in their last game. An overtime victory against Indonesia, 88-80. They get the ball out to PJ Ramos, who hands it off right away to the 22-year-old point guard, Ethan Alvano. Alvano short on the jumper. Tevin Glass comes up with the rebound.
And also be interesting to see how PJ Ramos will be defending Will Artino, because in the previous games, Will Artino loves to play the outside, loves to set those ball screens and either pop out for the three-point shot or roll to the basket.
Meanwhile, Glass receiving the pass from Miller, nothing there. And here comes Ray Parks. Loses control of the basketball, gets it back from Ronaldo Balkman. Here's Bobby Ray on the drive. Bobby Ray colliding with Glass. And the ball will stay with San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
And because both PJ Ramos and Ronaldo Balkman can hit the long ball, that driving lane on the baseline will be open for Bobby Ray Parks.
Parks getting the pass from Alvano. They go down low to PJ. Ramos backing down Artino. PJ Ramos trying to put it down. A little bit too strong on that shot. And Balkmania is back here in Manila.
And you know, Ronaldo Balkman just so relentless on that offensive glass. Couple of tips. And then finally getting that put back.
Chen waiting for the screen from Tevin Glass. Chen on the reverse. That's good.
Bobby Ray Parks cannot sleep on Kenny Chen. He is such an athletic wingman. Will also play great defense against Bobby Ray Parks, so they have to close the penetration against Kenny Chen.
Tiongson giving it to Balkman. Parks handing it off to Alvano. 13 on the shot clock. Top of the key three for Bobby Ray. Too strong. The ball is loose. It is picked up by Chen. It is Formosa basketball. Miller, the main man for the Dreamers, gets it to Will Artino for three. It is short. Ramos could not hold on to the basketball. Tiongson picks it up.
And that's what Formosa will do. Will Artino will play on the outside if PJ Ramos will continue to give him that outside shot.
Glass secures the loose ball as Lee tries to get that basketball down with Alvano hounding him. Lee breaks free and is able to lay it up and in.
And this is what happens when both Artino and Tevin Glass play from the outside. Once that ball screen, or once Lee turns the corner on that ball screen, no help defense for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Balkman, Alvano, 12 on the shot clock. Gives it back to Ronaldo. Ronaldo to Tiongson. Tiongson with Glass on him. Bobby Ray has the basketball. Hesitation, spin move. Bobby Ray will head to the line for two.
Ray Parks so good on that hesitation. And then the spin move going to the right side.
And as Bobby Ray gets ready to shoot these two free throws, let's go back now to Denise Dinsay.
Anton and Marco, as you can see today, we have an exciting game as it's between the defending champs, our very own Alab Pilipinas, and the dark horse of the season yet, the Formosa Dreamers. Now, these top two teams are still undefeated. Well, that was before Formosa Dreamers lost to the Mono Vampire. That's why everyone is glued in who will draw the first blood. And while we're still at the first leg of the season, both teams are treating this game worthy of being in the finals. No holding back, all out. Handing it back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Denise. I have to ask you though, Marco, last year Formosa only won one game the entire season. A huge change. What was the biggest difference and how did Formosa turn things around aside from the new lineup change?
Well, I think a couple of things. In particular, in terms of the lineup, they got complementary pieces in terms of the imports. You see Artino, Tevin Glass, Malcolm Miller, they all play a certain role And in terms of the locals, they got veteran guys who played in the national team, guys who played in the CBA. So one thing you will notice is that this Formosa team does not turn the ball over as much as they used to last season. So when they limit their mistakes, they're always competitive, and they always figure, especially in the end game. You take a look at Lee, you take a look at Chen, who will be coming off the bench. Veteran point guards do not commit a lot of mistakes and really do a great job setting up the table for the black shirts.
Miller looking for Artino. Artino is able to finish.
Malcolm Miller, especially one of their imports, who is such a selfless player, averaging about 6 assists per ball game. Artino and Tevin Glass, usual recipients of his extra passes.
Balkman throwing it out to PJ. We know he likes to take that shot. Yongson on the move. Balkman for 3. A little bit short. Artino gets the ball to Miller.
Formosa employing a similar type of defense, allowing Alab that outside shot, making Alab prove that they can beat them from the outside.
Miller behind the back dribble. Lee with 10 on the shot clock. Lee using the screen from Glass. Glass will shoot it from the outside. Swishes it through.
And that is going to be big for Tevin Glass, who has had a couple of subpar performances in the last 2 games against Mono Vampire. Only managed 6 points in their last game.
Ramos. Alvano. 10 on the shot clock. Alvano kicks it out to Bobby Ray. Ray Parks with a hesitation. Ray Parks Jr. with a basket.
Nice hesitation move once again from Bobby Ray Parks. And then the smart move pulling up from about 12 feet.
3 points in the game now for Bobby Ray. Lee. Artino. Glass will try a game. Same spot, different result. Parks comes up with the board. Here's Alvano. Alvano on the move. Ramos will let it fly. In and out, but you know the crowd is anticipating those 3-point bombs to fall down for PJ Ramos.
PJ Ramos can definitely hit that shot. Shoots it at about 36% from that range. This is a great matchup here between Caleb Chongson and Malcolm Miller, and we'll talk more about that when we come back.
We have a timeout. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas down against the Formosa Dreamers 9-5. We talked about the reasons as to why this game tonight is an exciting one, and it's because of the games that happened from both teams prior to tonight. Formosa lost for the first time, and this is what happened against Mono Vampire.
Well, the Dreamers were actually down by just 2 points going to the halftime, but in the third quarter, Will Artino at the half actually suffered from food poisoning, so was not able to see action in that second half, and they went down. They were outscored by Mono Vampire 28-19 in that third quarter, and that was the turning point for the Formosa Dreamers in that game, and they were not able to recover as Mono Vampire cruised to an 89-74 victory.
We're looking at head coach Dean Murray, who had a good conversation with Ronaldo Balkman and PJ Ramos prior to this game starting. And this is the kind of threat that Artino presents to opposing centers in the league. He can move, he can put the ball on the floor, and he can shoot from the outside, and he's a lefty.
He's such a smart center, plays the floor really well, shoots at about 54% from the field.
Ray Parks, short, grabs his own miss. Alvano. A lot of southpaws in the game tonight. Alvano gets the ball back. Puts the ball on the floor, kicks it out to Bobby Ray, back inside to Tiongson. Tiongson fading away, and Artino is able to come up with the loose ball.
Another great defensive stop here for the Formosa Dreamers, and they will set their half-court offense. Very deliberate. They're not the type of team that really likes to run, but they're very deliberate in the half-court.
Glass, Lee, Miller, Glass. Puts the ball on the floor, throws it back out. Chen for 3, and he's able to get that one to fall.
And again, another well-executed half-court set. Tevin Glass actually had an open shot, but decided to penetrate, draw the defense, and find Kenny Chen wide open for the 3.
Tiongson. Parks. Ramos. Ramos, surprisingly, decides to shoot a three in the face of Will Artino.
You got to read the scouting report on PJ Ramos. Got to get a hand up if you're Will Artino because he can shoot it just as well as Artino can.
Miller pulls up. Too strong. Artino taps it to himself. And Will Artino wisely using his body to shield the basketball away from the big Ramos.
Another aspect of the game of Will Artino that is underrated. He's also a great offensive rebounder. Gets good position. Taps the ball to himself. But PJ Ramos hits a back-to-back.
PJ Ramos was 1 for 6 from beyond the arc in their last game. Now he's knocked down 2 3-pointers.
And that's going to make Will Artino come out a lot harder against PJ Ramos.
Kicks the ball out. Glass. Artino will try to respond. It is short. Ray Parks picks up the basketball. Parks on the move. Here comes the MVP. Short on that shot, Miller. Chen. Hesitation. Chen. Hard fall, but he will head to the line for 2.
Yeah, nice hesitation there on the part of Kenny Chen. Just great athleticism from the perimeter. I think they're going to get PJ Ramos on the foul.
And look at the way PJ Ramos disguised that shot, Marco.
That's the second three-point shot of PJ Ramos. Hardly gets elevation, but because of his length, shoots that set shot triple. New faces on the floor here for the Dreamers. This is their backup point guard. Number 9 is Chen Xin Yen. Also a veteran of the national team. And Woo Sung Wei, number 1 three-point gunner for them. He's a 50% three-point shooter.
And Woo Sung Wei played 20 minutes in their last game, had 12 points, really had to contribute after Will Artino could not come back because of the food poisoning. Albano stepping on the brakes. Urbistondo is now in the game as well. Albano looking for a teammate, gets it to Ronaldo. Balkman with 7 on the shot clock. Balkman has to make his move, decides to shoot. Shot was to the right, it's Formosa basketball.
And I'm sure Coach Jimmy Alapag not happy with that offensive set. No movements for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Artino could not get Ramos to back up, but as you were talking about the 50% three-point shooter, Woo Sung Wei, he cans one right away.
One of the best at the catch and shoot game. That's almost automatic for Woo Sung Wei.
Ramos. Ball was tapped by Artino. Ramos to Alvano. 5 on the shot clock. Ethan Alvano on the move. Alvano forcing that one up. No foul called. And here come the Dreamers.
And quietly, the Dreamers have erected a 9-point advantage.
And Glass hustling for that basketball. Devin Glass. Less than a minute to play here in the first quarter. Chen for 3, short. And Lawrence Domingo comes up with the rebound.
They can go for the 2-for-1.
Alvano taking his time. Alvano to Balkman. Ramos again for 3. And Miller comes up with the rebound. Stolen away by Domingo. Urbistondo with a fake. Urbistondo with a shot. The fireball.
That's exactly what San Miguel Alab Pilipinas needed. The fireball hitting his first triple of the game.
And that's now 3 triples for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas here in the first. Artino trying to respond. And that will do it for the first quarter of play. The Formosa Dreamers coming here to Santa Rosa, Laguna at the end of the first quarter with a lead 20-14 against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. We're taking a look at the highlights. Ronaldo Balkman getting involved right away. Kevin Glass knocking down a triple. That was his only field goal of the contest. And of course, The back-to-back local MVP, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Always ready to put on a show. You're watching Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League.